Welcome to Real as Possible, where two sisters keep it real with hilarious stories from our childhood and honest conversations about faith, life, and everything in between. Yes, welcome to Real as Possible podcast, where we talk about all of our dreams coming true.
Yeah, and I feel like it's been a long time, but it hasn't really.
Kind of, yeah.
Just feels that way.
Just to recap, last time we talked about moisture farming, vaporators, and Star Wars.
Yes.
And the Mummy, which, by the way,
I know. I'm so excited. I did hear. I heard.
We're Mummy fans.
Oh,
we love the Mummy. It got a little weird. Yeah, 1 and 2.
Oh,
the best.
They should have ended it there.
And then the whole Scorpion King came along.
And then go to 4.
Made it a joke, but sorry, Dwayne, but that was rough.
We get it.
Mm-hmm. We actually do have hot chocolate in here.
Which is my favorite.
Because the studio is cold, which is why she has 3 blankets on. And this is probably my favorite blanket that our friend Steven, gifted us. Me, not you.
You have a friend, Steven. I have a friend, Steven.
It's our friend, Steven.
It's the same Steven.
He gifted this to me I think it was the Christmas before I had Ellie. And
you've had that for a while.
Yeah, it is my favorite blanket. It keeps me so warm.
I think everyone should have a Steven. I do.
Steven is literally my best guy friend, and I'm so grateful for him. It's ridiculous.
He's amazing.
Everybody needs a Steven in their life.
Steven was on our baking edition. Was it called an edition?
Sure, yeah.
Episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he helped us. We're going to have him back on to talk about testimonies.
Oh, yeah. You haven't seen the last of Steven.
Yeah, and you won't either.
Nope.
We love him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely a brother to us.
Yes. And he's a good guy. We're just really grateful for him. That is actually Ellie it's kind of interesting. Ellie has his last name as her middle name.
Mm-hmm. Second middle name?
Mm-hmm. Elliot Francis Keller.
Such a cool name.
It is a really cool name.
I love that name.
And you can make a fun song out of it. So,
like a hoedown song?
Well, Jessica, she goes, Elliot Francis Keller. And then when Ellie couldn't say Jessica, she would Keika, Keika, Keika. I don't know why Keika is always what kids say for Jessica when they're really little.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. So we thought we would talk about kind of pursuing our passions and our dreams and the desires that God has placed in our hearts.
Yeah.
And also what it looks like to as we're doing those, what it looks like to glorify God and to really work unto the Lord.
Yeah.
Work as if you're working right alongside him or for him, with him. And sometimes we're not very good at that. And other times we're killing it. So,
yeah. And I think when people hear you're a Christian, you have everything in order.
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
Yeah. And
you don't.
And you still have desires and dreams and you still and there's still heartbreak.
Yeah.
In the pursuit of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, I was one of my biggest dream was to be a wife and a mom very young, and I got that, and I'm so grateful for it. And I think the hardest dream is worship. That's the hardest dream for me because it is something that is a burning passion of mine that the Lord made known is leading worship.
I was going to say, you should clarify because some people look at worship and I know what you're saying because I know you, but some people might be like,
leading worship is something that I really believe that the Lord has gifted me in. But I think with that desire and that passion, there's been a lot of heartbreak through it all and a lot of beautiful things. And I really do think that it's so hard to explain, but it is like a forever flame in my life. it is something that I will continue to love to do, pursue, and probably continue to have heartbreak. And by heartbreak, I mean like my journey in leading worship in a like corporate setting, church setting, hasn't been squeaky clean at all. It's been a lot of mean people, a lot of judgmental people, and I'm not talking like,
I think it's in that it's everywhere in a sense of like you're gonna get it from the people in the pews and the people behind the curtain,
right? And honestly, I got it more from staff, than I did from.
Yep.
I think a lot of people in the congregation really they championed me a lot in that, and they were rooting for me because I was a young
we started
like I was a newbie.
Like, what, 15?
Yeah, but like when it came to like actually having a team, I mean, I was a newbie. I really felt like I was kind of just like walking around with, in the dark, just had really kind of no clue. Yeah. And then you had other people that were like, you should do it this way and you should do it this way. And it, and just kind of just felt like I was there's whiplash everywhere. And so, I think, and then you have people who are judging your appearance and judging the way that, like, the silliest things. Like,
well, and there's also times where, because Matt did worship directing, you guys did at the same time, and he would get feedback from everybody in every angle.
Yeah.
And some of it, like, was congregants that had said, well, the sound was too loud.
It's too quiet, depending on where in the room.
Yeah.
Or like the way he plays keys was too clunky, or
it was too fancy.
Yes.
Or it was just. I remember some would be like, you need to hold back on how you do things because it's a distraction.
Yeah, and I can see some,
but a lot of it too was like
silly.
They were letting it out for the Lord. Like, Matt was all for it. He's like, yep, you feel like you need to do it that way, and that's where the Lord's leading you, and that's what he's given you, then do it. And I remember he went to Romania, and he brought his mandolin, and he just was like more focused on like my heart for Romania, that he couldn't worship. Like, he was just like, where's this big bang that my wife was talking about with like the Holy Spirit and all this when she came, and the love for the country, like for the people there and everything. And it wasn't until one night he just like let it out, and he was just like, I don't know music, but he was like all over the place with his mandolin. And he just said, like, in that moment he just felt so spirit led. And that's why he allowed that, because he experienced it. And he's like, if you are led to play it like this, like, let the Holy Spirit, like, you know what I mean? Like,
as long it go. I completely agree with that. I think that there is a sense of making sure you're reading the room and all of that stuff. And like for instance, I had this awesome opportunity to go up to Minocqua and lead at their worship night last night. And there was just a moment where Pastor Milton was speaking, and we were a little bit too loud in the background. And so, why are you laughing?
My ADHD was kicking in.
Yeah. Jeez.
I was listening to you, but I was also daydreaming. I'm learning that I can do two different things at once.
Should be a CIA. Are you an agent for the CIA?
I wouldn't admit it if I was.
Good answer. So she's probably a spy. But anyway,
and I slurped my hot chocolate.
Yeah, sorry about all that. I hate the sounds of what is it called?
ASMR.
Gross. ASMR.
Matt hates that. I do it on purpose to just get under his skin.
No, thank you.
I love bugging him.
But anyway, we were just being a little bit too loud even just the way he turned around, it's like, just like basically said, like, bring it down a little. The way he did it was so kind. And it was just, and so we didn't read the room very well.
Yeah.
And so he was able to tell us, hey, bring it down a little. And it didn't hurt our feelings. It was great. It was awesome.
I think in that, like that, a little bit in everything in life where it's just like where there's correction, there's a certain way of doing it. And I'm not talking about that sandwich thing where you say something nice and something mean, then something nice. It's more of like you have a relationship with the people you work with. You should be able to like talk like family members should talk to each other. Not saying every family member talks like that.
Right.
But you should be able to have a conversation where it's like, yeah, let's try it this way because this is what I'm kind of feeling. Or, like it's a little distracting in this area. How can we fix that or help that become better? Because you end up having moments of like correction that's actually just criticism, and then it completely deflates you.
Yeah.
And it makes you, and this is like every job pretty much, where it's like, I don't want to come in.
Yeah.
Why do I want to come into an area that's just going to completely deflate me?
Right.
And
make
me feel yucky.
Yeah, because usually you can tell. You can usually tell when, for instance, I did like a quick job with my friend who has his own company. And I was not, this was just a couple months ago, I was not doing a good job at this job. And it wasn't because I didn't care. I cared so much. I just couldn't grasp the numbers and how to do the job. And I was working so hard. I was fighting to get this down because I wanted to bless their family because they're going to be having a baby soon. And she does that job. So I was like, oh, I'll just try to see if I can do it. And the way that he approached me and I was teachable in it too.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's very important.
Yeah.
Too.
And so I could tell like he was for me, but also we both were like, I'm kind of noticing that you're struggling. And I don't want this to be like difficult for you. And I'm also noticing that, and then I'm like, well, I am struggling, but I didn't want to stress you out. So it was kind of this really, it was actually really cool to have him like when I worked for the school, the Christian school that I worked at where our kids went, the way that they like corrected me was so beautiful. And it was restoring compared to when I was on staff at a church. Like it was so beautiful. And I felt like the head teacher, I felt like she saw me and my gifts and my talents and saw me where I was at and saw where I could go and bolstered that. And that's what I wanted and needed. And when I was on staff, the culture and it was pretty toxic. And I really felt like it was more like, we don't want Nikki. We want another this person or another this person. And, well, I'm not a robot. So like,
you didn't fit in that cookie cutter.
Right. And so, and it wasn't, and so it was a whole thing, but through that, there was a lot of like confusion too, where I'm like, I don't understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And then it was more like, well, then if you can't understand that, then why are, then maybe you just don't fit the mold here. And I'm like, clearly.
And that's the issue. Yeah. That's the issue.
So all of that to say, I really tried to honor God as I was going through that. I was even in my being a wife and being a mom, like trying to honor the Lord. Like, Lord, how can I serve you better by loving my kids? How can I serve you better by, supporting my husband? And so I feel like it's an honest conversation that we need to have where like you work in a school and it's not always rainbows and butterflies.
No. And you go home exhausted and
wondering why you're even there sometimes.
Yes.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Like, I get that. Yeah.
And at that it's special ed. So that's even
that's
harder.
Hard.
You have to have the heart for it. And this year's been really good. It's been really good. It's been a lot of, Lord, how can I be used in this? You know, last year was very, very hard for me. This year, there were some shifts and changes and everything across the board for everybody. But it was more of like, Lord, I really just want to love this again, because like I've loved it for so long, and I love my kids that I work with and everything. And I'm like, I just want to love it. I want to love them. I want to go home and be like rested and at peace to be there for my own kids. And even today, like I had a doctor appointment and I had to schedule like half the day off for it or something like that. And I got a message from my coworker because I got done early, and they they knew I was going to come in around noon, and I was just like, I'm done. I'm on my way. And I'm like such a meme movie quoter, and the person that I had used to quote this to all the time at work had passed away, and I just felt like using it, and it was the Mrs. Doubtfire. Help is on the way, dear. And I sent it to her, and her response was just so good. Like my boss, she's one of my bosses. Her response was, it was something along the line of, "Can't wait, we miss you," instead of like a thumbs up or anything. It was just kind of like, "We miss you," and it was like, I'm not used to that again.
Yeah,
you know, like, and she's so great and everything, and it was just kind of like, oh, I'm coming. Like, I'm coming. Remember, hold on, I'm coming.
Yeah, I remember one time when I worked with Allie. It was awesome because I went from a really, really like tumultuous time on staff, as I've clearly said. And it was really, really long, specifically 2 years. And
but that staff you're talking about was church staff?
Church staff,
the
that
school
one.
That
yeah.
you're about.
No, because that actually was so beautiful for me.
Yeah.
Going to SLCA was one of the most restoring places of work for me.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I was late, and I'm not late often, but something happened where I must have like slept in or whatever, and I was late, and I texted Allie, and I said, hey, or I texted our group chat, and I said, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit late, and her response was like, I'm really glad you got a few extra minutes of sleep. Like, don't rush. Like, it wasn't sassy. It wasn't like, wow, I'm really. Right. It was because if you know Allie, she's like the sweetest thing.
Yeah.
And so the way that she responded was so like, it made me never want to be late again, because it was just so. It was like that kindness that led me to repentance.
Yeah.
And that kindness that made me want to do better.
Yeah. And you don't take advantage of the kindness. You just don't.
Right. And yeah, right. And when I was on staff at a church, I was 2 minutes late, and I apologized when I walked in. I was like, hey, I'm really sorry. 2 minutes late, whatever. And at a rehearsal. And then, the pastor pulled me in the next day and had like a whole 45-minute conversation about my childhood, and wanted to bring all this stuff up, because I was like, oh, you could have just kept it at
2 minutes late for your childhood trauma.
So I'm like, okay, or I'm sorry, like, yeah,
no.
And so
that's
it was
crazy.
It's just one of those things where I really felt like the Lord,
I'm 2 minutes late. I was stuck behind the slowest truck ever in a non-passing.
Could it just be that? Like, can it just be that?
You know what? It was probably from my childhood.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, so, but I think even in the hardest times, I still wanted to glorify the Lord, not to be taken advantage of. I didn't want to be. I'm not saying stay but if you really feel led to stay, how can I glorify you, God? How can I lift you up first and serve you with my hands and my feet and with my work? Whether that's if you're doing janitor work, which is such an amazing, like, I don't think janitors get paid enough, but you're going to sweep that floor like you're sweeping heaven's floor. You're going to, like Scarlett, she works at a theater, and I'm like, you sweep that floor like Jesus himself is going to come in and sit on, sit and watch a movie, like, just so that you have this awesome work ethic.
Yeah.
And it really reflects who God is.
Yeah.
And what he asks from you.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not perfect at this, but it's just something that's been stirring in me.
Yeah.
Lately.
And I think too, like you were saying with worship, and like that's just something that's really in you, that's like one of your passions, your dreams and everything. And for me, it's like there's vulnerability that also comes in areas that bring out your passions, your dreams, your gifts and everything. And that's something that I've been very huge on, the conversation of vulnerability the past like 3 months or so, just because like I'm writing a book, and even just getting up and doing some music with Matt, I'm like, okay, here we go, like getting vulnerable. Not the greatest, but here I am. But it's just like, even though I'm not good at that, like in my eyes, I'm not good at that, it brings Matt joy. He loves doing music with me, and he asks all the time. And it's just like, that is something that I have to hold on to, where it's like, am I going to miss that mark because of me being like insecure?
Right.
Because I've missed, like, we were talking about me doing painting and stuff. And I think we said it was like about 17 years since I've done like an actual real painting or anything like that. And maybe it was 15, but it was a long time. And it was just one of those things where it's just like, I wasted a lot of time.
Yeah.
Just not doing it. Like, yes, I was busy with my kids and all that, but even now I'm just like, I'll do it later. Like, I'm still not finished with it. I'll do it later.
You gotta get on top of that.
Yeah. It's like 75% done.
Good. Get it done. Nice. So it can actually hang up into her room before she's over it.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, I don't really want that anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'll have to hang it in my room.
Yeah. I think that it's hard. It's hard to be open with the gifts and the talents that God has given you, because they are something that we do hold so dear.
Yeah.
And we're afraid. I mean, I think that we probably do need, especially people in the arts, kind of give them a little bit more grace, because they are really putting everything out there for them, for anyone to come and just rip you apart.
Especially like musicians, because they're usually, for the most part, I don't even know. Depends on what you're listening to. But they're really laying their heart out. They're sharing a part of their journal, a part of their life. And they're doing it in such an artsy way that is already criticized just by style and how you do it. And it's like, oh, you use too much of this and too much of that. And it's like, just listen. Just listen. Like, Matt and I were talking about an artist that I like love, and Matt had made this comment about music, and Matt knows music very, very well. I do not. And it's easy for me to get lost in music. Same with like worship. And with him, it's like he learns by ear and stuff like that. So he's like, oh, the C chord, or this has been used with auto-tune and all this. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I just ended up in the clouds of angels somehow, and you're over here talking about this, but I'm lost in his story, and he can't get as deep into the story because he's so into the making of it. Yep. And
which you do with movies.
I do with movies. And reading a book yesterday, I stopped and put the book down, and I looked at Matt and I said, I understand. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I feel like after writing the 12 chapters I'm in and seeing the growth in my writing, I'm like, this book is like elementary to me. Like, I don't understand why this person wrote it like this. And I'm like, I get it now.
Yeah.
So now I've officially put in, like, going from this book that should take me out of this world into, I'm now dissecting how they wrote it.
Yeah.
And it kind of ruins it.
It's hard. It's so hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
But I think when we kind of try to meet other people's passions and dreams with grace, and trying to figure out for instance, if I'm noticing something that I've been through, like on stage, I'll notice something. I'm like, I've been there before. You know what I mean? Or I understand what they're going through. I've been there before. As opposed to saying like, they're probably just, faking it until they.
Yeah.
I'll also say.
That's my phone. That's what's making that buzzy noise. It's our sister.
Oh.
Call her later.
Anyway, I lost my train of thought, but I think that it's important to make sure that we're asking the Lord, before I start homeschooling, before I start my day, asking the Lord, like, how can I glorify you with what you have in front of me today?
Yeah.
Like, how can I make you known?
Yeah.
In this. And I think also our behavior in hard situations it can really be a witness to other people.
And letting things go. Like, that's something that I'm really going into right now, is the nitpicking of things. And it's just like, it's not worth it. The energy is just not worth it when it comes to negativity.
Yeah.
But there's something I wanted to go back on with what you had just said. But it was when I take the judgment of man out of what I love doing, and I say it's not for you, it's to glorify the Lord, my confidence level goes through the roof.
Right.
In a sense of, I don't care.
Right.
Like, I don't care. And I had to do that a lot. And I find it more and more. And like, there was a time where, like, years ago, someone was like, I'm a weird person. I'm a very weird person. And I love that about me. Like, I embrace it now. Before, like, because somebody had said, you're really weird in a very negative way, it like shut me down for a couple years, maybe even longer. But I didn't like who I was. I was grouchy all the time. I was moody towards Matt all the time. I was like, how can he even stand me? Stuff like that. Because of this one person that had said this. And then it wasn't until like, I don't know, like a handful of years ago, I was just kind of like, you know what? This is just who I am. This is me. I'm a movie quoter. I love being silly. I love making people laugh. I love being the weird one to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And I love talking to people. I am the person who's like, I'm introverted and extroverted all at the same time, depending on like the mood and stuff and the atmosphere. But it's honestly like, this is who God made me to be. And going back to the molds and the cookie cutters, especially like in the church and everything, people would look at me like I was rebellious because I wouldn't bend. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting involved in that. And people thought that I was just a very rebellious person. But I'm just like, I'm not going to fake it. I'm not going to fake who I am. I'm not going to fake that I am like this, because there are people who were in staff who used to say, fake it till you make it. And I hated that.
Hate that
Could
so
not
much.
stand it. I'm like, I'm not faking.
That is the opposite of real as possible.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
Yeah.
Just be real.
Yeah.
Like, I remember.
You'd be shocked how amazing people are when they're just real.
Yeah,
real to themselves.
And I'm not saying that you can't have privacy. I'm not saying that. Don't mistake privacy for secrecy.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No.
But what I'm saying, and there are things that are sacred. There are things that you don't need to talk about that are sacred between you and your husband, you and your family members. But what I am saying is if it's something that you're struggling with that week, or, I mean, vulnerability goes so far. It does. And I remember I was vulnerable with the congregation about something that I had been struggling with that week, and I had opened up to the congregation, and I said, can you just pray with me? And that opened up a door for someone to come to me and say, hey, you mentioned this, and I'm also struggling in this. Can you help me?
Yeah.
And that person is still in my life, and I'm so grateful for her, and I'm so thankful that she came to my kitchen table, had coffee with me.
Yeah.
And it's been, I think we've now been friends for like 7 years and close friends. And so it's like, and it was all because of vulnerability of saying like, hey, I need you guys to pray with me. And then, hey, I'm also struggling with that. And I just think, man, what it looks like to be honest.
I think too, a lot of people, when it comes to like leadership or a position that's a higher up position, especially, there's a lot of that power trip stuff. But I also see a lot of the jealousy.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, wait. You're getting too close to what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Or you're getting better at what I am doing. And instead of praising them in the moment of like, your growth has been amazing, I'm so proud of you, let's do this together.
Yeah.
They're more of like, I don't think you should be in this area. I think you should be located in this area. Or what really bothers me, especially in a Christian setting, is I don't think you're called to be here. I think you're called to be here.
Or like, you don't fit the DNA.
No.
Or you don't fit the culture. Those are really fun ones.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
instead of saying, I'm just jealous of what you have done, and I don't want you to take my spot.
I had a really cool opportunity again to go up north, and this church, through they're like my family, the Hazlets. I love them very, very much, and they've been a part of my life since I was 17, and so I was able to go up there, and their pastor had heard about me through my music socials.
Yeah.
And also Brian and Heather have known that I'm passionate about leading worship. And so something really cool happened. I'll just back up a little bit. About a month and a half ago, I was really, really feeling insecure and having a hard time with really missing leading worship.
Yeah.
And also feeling like I wasn't good at anything. Like I was just like, man, I feel like, it was like all the way down to like, I couldn't even beat a board game, for crying out loud. Like I was just like down on that. And then feeling like I'm not doing great for my kids' education. And, 'cause I'm in charge of that. So there's a lot of pressure, and then feeling like maybe, I'm not a good mom, or I'm not. And so I was just really down, and I went to the bathroom, 'cause it was like, I just had this moment during homeschooling, and I had told the girls, I'm like, can you just give me a minute? And I went to the bathroom and I wept. And I was like, Lord, I miss doing something that I'm good at. And I really do feel like I have been gifted in this area. And I think it's okay to say that without being puffy about it or prideful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because it really is all the Lord has instilled in me. And I was just crying. I'm like, I miss leading. I miss being with people and meeting new people and shepherding them. And not even 2 minutes after I, wiped my face and washed my hands and all of that, Brian texted me and said, hey, do you want to come up and lead worship on a worship night? And I was like, let me pray about it. And talk to Joe.
Yeah.
And Joe is awesome and said, I think you should do it. So that led to yesterday being able to do that. And I was afraid to walk in, I'll be honest, afraid to walk into the doors and meet their team, because I'm an outsider coming into their team. And while we want to be all Christian and say like, no, everybody's welcome to the table, yes, some people mean that. And experienced that.
Yeah.
But I've also experienced the other side of things where people are not kind to you. They're not welcoming. And then you have to lead worship with them. And there's strife and envy. And where there is strife and envy, God is not present. And so you're just trying to literally get through this worship set because it feels so uncomfortable. And I walked in and oh my gosh, they were so good to me. They were so sweet. And I, them, we just, we all got along so well and it was really, really awesome. And I think that really set the tone for the night. And, I was just so, so thankful for how much, they welcomed me. And it really did feel like I was in a place, it felt like the Lord set that up.
Yeah.
To I guess remind me that of what he put in my heart.
Yeah.
And to remind me that it's not over. And so I was really grateful for that gift, but most of all we got to worship the Lord and that was awesome.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And so I feel like sometimes we think our dreams and our passions are going to look a certain way.
Right.
And right now it does not look anything like, I don't know that it's ever looked anything like I thought it would.
Yeah.
And so I'm not white knuckling it anymore. I'm just going to let the Lord give, if there's opportunity, I'll take it. I'm not pursuing a job. I'm not, doing any of that.
Yeah. For me, it was just the stuff that I dream to do and have a passion for, it's all in the making and it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
And so I have to be okay with that. I have to set,
there's patience.
Yes. I have to set really, because I'm someone who's if it's not done now, it's not going to be done ever.
Right.
But, I have to really tell myself it's okay to set the pace and to set time aside. And, the other thing is just kind of of course I ask myself, am I doing the thing I should be doing right now? Am I doing okay? And I have good friends that will tell me you're amazing at this, and, cause you just can end the day defeated.
Yeah. You can question your, you question your ability. You're is it me?
What did I do?
Yeah.
Am I the problem?
Am I the drama? Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And so I have just a few friends I'm very close with that I work with. And I just am am I doing okay? And they're great at the feedback. And
find people in your workplace that really come alongside you and and wind in your sails.
So it's I have that for work. And then with my side stuff that I'm doing with the writing, just learning, I went to a novel class.
Oh yeah. See?
Went to a novel class all by myself.
Look
which
at
I'm
you.
usually I'm usually okay with doing stuff like that, but these are areas that are really
because you're what's this gonna look like? Are they gonna ask me to read something out of my book?
are they gonna ask for my story that I don't want to share this information with right now because it's
I don't know you
and I don't trust you and no, it was really cool. It was I think her name was Sally. She wrote the book Muddled Cherries.
Okay.
And she is from Door County area. She came and she did a great job. She showed us different ways to do our layouts and our outlining of our stories and all this stuff and what she does. And she's everyone does it differently and that's okay. And just really made me feel like I was doing the right stuff. Okay, I'm doing okay. It's fine. It's great. And then, there's a couple people who had already published a book that were there. And some people who were like me where it's yep, put that in the drawer for about 15 years. And now I'm bringing it back out. And I'm okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not alone. So it was a really good mix of group of people. And then I have a couple friends who have published a book. So I've been talking to them, being who'd you have for an editor? What is this like for you? And we talked about vulnerability but there's our self-help style books and everything. So And that to me is very intimidating. But they've been really awesome with helping me out on like the steps that they took and everything. And again, like they could always just be like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to go there because they're the author and they don't want another friend that's an author and stuff like that. But they weren't like that at all. And it was just really good because it was like helping each other out. And that's what I love about Matt. Matt is very huge on, like, he knows he's good at something, but he
Matt's
tries
amazing.
so hard to stay humble at it.
I'm telling you, like, I was talking to Pastor Milton about Matt, because I was saying how gifted he is and talented he is. But as a worship leader, what I loved about him was that he put in the time to pull talent out of people. To pull gifting. Like, he was so good at that.
And he was so gentle.
And he he was so good at encouragement.
Yeah.
And like seeing, I see this gem inside of you, and we're just gonna pluck that out and we're gonna work on it. And I just really love that about Matt. I think people were really, really dumb to let him go. I'll say it.
Oh,
like,
I'll just say it right now. You guys were stupid.
like,
and I'm not saying that because I'm a wife, because I see who he is as a person. And he built a community that was so amazing on that worship team.
He was awesome.
And
awesome.
This will probably be a whole other story.
Far beyond what his vocal talent, far beyond what he can do. He was someone who really ministered to his team, and he did a good job. And even like, April would say that all the time. Like, she loved leading with Matt because he so good
such a
at
good atmosphere.
Yeah.
It was such a good atmosphere. You felt free to worship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There wasn't things against you in a sense of, did I screw up, Matt? Just in case, like, you're worshiping.
Yeah.
It's the heart that I care about more than it is the talent. And he made sure that everyone knew that and that everybody was comfortable. And I still get really annoyed about that whole situation.
Well, yeah. And it makes me kind of emotional when I think about it, because I'm just like, I think about all that we've walked through.
Oh my gosh.
And in this.
Yeah. And the timing of everything that happened, so many things that were thrown at us all. And
I think about how many, like, we always talk about, like, oh, we need to, like, people would be like, okay, well, there's a pruning season. And that's a really big, like, verbiage that people use in the church, when people leave or when they're getting cut from teams.
They have a lot of verbiage.
And so I think a lot of times
why don't you speak the truth,
like,
when you say things?
I think a lot of times what frustrates me is that I think that leadership is guilty of is pruning beautiful flowers that never got a chance to grow. And they snipped them too early.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that breaks my heart a lot, because...
And you know what's really crazy about that whole situation, without getting emotional, is they tried to prune him and snip him out, but they also were like, but we don't have a replacement yet. So we still need you to lead if you're willing.
Right. So basically they pruned him to the point where he's just hanging on.
Yes.
Right? It's like,
just hanging on.
Just hang on. And then once
we feel good
you're
about
not
it.
Here anymore. Right. Like, just so you know, you're hanging on. But like, I mean, it's a whole thing. It's a lot of the stuff that, and one day we'll get into, the more into depth about that. But I think the reason why we bring it up is because these are the dreams that we lived and wanted and loved,
and they were snipped.
That really were. There's a lot of heartbreak there.
Yeah,
and so it. I think that regardless if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be, you want to be an esthetician, or you want to be homeschool mom that, loves to serve her family. It's how I really believe that it's how we carry those things out, those dreams out, how we hold them, and offer them to the Lord daily.
You
that
also
matters.
find your true friends in a lot of that heartbreak.
Oh, for sure.
And then you find the people that weren't really good for you to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of things get exposed. A lot of things, even in your own heart, even in the things, we had to ask ourselves, have we been guilty of this? Have we been part of the machine? Have we been part of this,
There were a lot of apologies.
A lot, yeah. And
because you start to second guess yourself. Where like, was I part of that? Did I handle this okay?
I was. And so it's something that, like, and this is why I think it is important to do things with grace. Like, not permission. Grace is different than permission. Yeah. Me extending grace does not say you get to keep doing that.
Right.
You get to, or even forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean permission to continue to abuse or to neglect.
Yeah. I love working with people who they extend the grace, and they're amazing leaders to teach you so gently and so well into what you need to do, and not look at you like, well, I taught you how to do it and you screwed up, and so I gave you grace the first time. It's like, we're just gonna keep figuring it out. It's what we need to do. And I just look at it like I tell people that I work with, I'm like, I just need grace. Yeah. And they're like, oh, we'll give you the grace. And they've been amazing with that. But it's just like you said, it doesn't give you the permission.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that you just keep screwing up to keep screwing up.
Right. Don't take advantage of the grace either. Like, this is all biblical stuff. Like, I can pull it out. Like, not to take advantage of God's grace, like, there's so much grace for us, but we're not, we are not supposed to take advantage of it.
And I think in our process of the church stuff that we went through, we had a lot of grace in a lot of those areas and kept trying to figure out, like, the whys. Like, why are we going through this and everything? And we kept having, we tried so hard to do it the right way.
You guys did. Like, you guys really tried to have hard conversations. Yes. And you did it with a lot of grace. That's what I mean. You're having these conversations. They're hard conversations. It was a one-way
grace, if that makes sense. Right. It was a very much one-way grace.
Right. But you get to walk out blameless. Yeah. You get to walk out knowing that you did everything. Yeah. Under the, like, even, that's what I mean. Even in your job, how you do things matters. And you get to walk out of that blameless knowing that you did it.
If I was to leave my job that I love because I need like a year to do something else, I would hope to be able to leave it so well that if my passion to come back was there, I would be able to get that job back.
Well, hopefully.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes, but hopefully the way that they respond lets you want to come back.
Yes.
That's a big one.
Yes.
That's a huge, like, okay. That's a big one.
Yep.
I'll just leave that there.
That also is an area where it's like you get to leave blameless. It just, it's not fun when you get that response.
Anyway, like true fashion of ours, we went on bunny trails.
I don't remember what we were talking about. Like
our passions and our dreams.
I mean, sure, we got on there.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. What are some of your, we'll wrap it up with, what are some dreams that we might not know about that you have?
That I have? I don't know about dreams, but like bucket list maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I do want to travel by myself to a different country.
You've done that?
No, I mean like by myself. I don't know anyone there.
Oh, I see.
But I prefer an English-speaking country.
Well, yeah, because you can't speak any other language.
No. I mean, Google could, but I don't feel like dealing with that.
Yeah, it's all messy.
I don't know, like right now I'm kind of living it where
that's awesome.
It's like there's a passion dream. Obviously, like you're always going to want to have like better financial dreams and, like cutting out a mortgage would be great, stuff like that. But I think for me, it's just, I really miss the quality time with my kids because now that they're older, they're like, I want to do my thing. So I guess like for me, like my passion right now is just to dive in there and it's like a current thing. But later down the road, it's like,
you almost have to meet them where they're at. This is what, honestly, like I learned this from our pastors in Nebraska who are amazing when they had their kiddos at, they had like a high schooler when Scarlett was little,
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh, so how old is that kid now?
She's like 25 or 6 up
weird.
there, maybe.
I remember.
Yeah, so
I remember.
But and Rylan like is married and all that stuff. But anyway, but I loved it because there are things that Laura is our pastor's wife. Mm-hmm. There are things that she wasn't necessarily interested in that her daughter was in. She's like, I honestly probably wouldn't myself be interested or do any of those things. Mm-hmm. But because it's what she loves to do, I'm going to do it with her. Yeah. Even though it's
We've kind of always been like that with our kids because Liam has always been like his animal love. Like we've always, whenever we travel, we try and find a zoo. Mm-hmm. And so we always have done that since he was itty bitty. Right. We even did it when we went to Romania.
Like even now, like
to the zoo in Romania, that was different.
He loves NASCAR, and so do I. So I love.
So we love to plug into what he's into.
Probably one of my favorite things is when he texts me and tells me about a race. It is my favorite thing. Mm-hmm. And so even if it's like you might have to go and get another, steering wheel simulator. That's simulator or whatever for to go race with him because he loves to do that too, or for Lainey, like sitting and drawing with her, and it's just like we're trying. For Scar and I, it's watching like Gilmore Girls or a certain show or whatever.
With Liam, it's like he has his gaming community, right? And so he goes in and he meets for the league, and I'll come home from work and I'll literally sit on the bed and he's at his desk and I'll just sit there and I'll kind of like just
Sometimes
exist.
That's just enough to just be in the same room.
Just exist. And then I'll have conversation with him. He's not always happy about it, but he's a lot like his dad. We're just like, fine, whatever, Yeah. But I also am like the parent that tries to be annoying. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll be like, hey, who are you talking to? He's like, my guy friends. I was like, oh, and I'll tap him and I'll just be like, tell him I says hi. Tell him I says hi. He's like, no, Mom. And I'm like, just tell him. And he's like, my mom says hi. So it's one of those things where it's like, I'm that annoying parent. But I do, like, that's right now has been my drive. Yeah. We've just been trying to also plug into, like, new trips that were coming up and, stuff like that. But I guess, like, I don't know. I've always wanted to help people. So, like, passion-wise, it's like I want to help people. I want to have conversations with people. My heart is for special needs and for addicts. Mm-hmm. Like, my heart, when you ask the Lord, break my heart for what breaks yours, it broke in me. And as you know, I cry so easily towards the brokenhearted people, the people who are lost. And it's just like, I love them. And it's like,
maybe ask the Lord how you can, even if it's like working at a
just want to find
soup kitchen
that place, I want to find that place where I can help others, have it as a job kind of thing, where it's like, I can just dedicate a good chunk of time, even just to sit, like, even like the podcast was one of them where it's like, I just want to reach out, especially to women. But I just want to reach out to people and just be like, we can do this. Yeah. Like, we can totally go and redo our life. Like, you still have breath in your lungs. you have purpose and you have a life that is worth leading.
Yeah.
You know, and
Is it windy outside? Did you hear that?
It was windy when I left earlier.
Oh, okay.
I love the idea of especially parents who have lost their way and they come back and they're a whole different people and they live their life in such an amazing leading way. And I don't know, like, I just like, that's my heart, is just to really show people the Lord and what he's done in my life with my journey with my depression and my anxiety. And I want people to know that the Lord was the center of that to get me out. And yeah, so my passion, I think, is really for the lost people.
Yeah, I would say I have like, you know, dreams of, I'd love to lead worship, like visit a jail and lead worship, or
we can just do our own thing together.
Yeah, or
you lead, I testimony. Who's Moni?
Who's Moni?
Who's Moni?
And you know, there's just other things where, even just, I mean, I think I always say, dream big, start small. And I just think it's really important, like, and I think for the Lord to trust you with more, to start little, you know, trust me with this much. And so these baby steps of like, what does that look like to actually walk in the fullness of what the Lord is putting in front of you.
Yeah.
And making sure that you can do what he puts in front of you, whether it's big or small, that it's done well.
Yeah.
You know, not perfect. I'm not saying perfect. I'm saying done well.
Right.
And that you're yielding to him and what he wants, and just being humble through it all. I think that's really important. So yeah. Anyway, do we want to pray as we wrap up?
Go for it.
Okay. Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much that you have put desires in our heart. And Lord, that we can just be a pleasing aroma for you, Lord, as we continue to walk step for step with you, Jesus. And Lord, we just ask that your kingdom come and your will be done. That these desires are not in vain. They're desires that they're dreams that you've placed in our hearts to serve you, to honor you and glorify you and make you known. And so I pray that as Ashley is doing that in her home or in the halls of her school, that she's doing it with the fullness of joy and the knowledge that you are with her. And the same in my home. And our husbands, Lord, that you go before them, beside them, and behind them as they're working and providing for their families, Lord. We're just so grateful for them. In your most precious name, amen.
Amen. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for listening to Real as Possible. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the laughs with someone who needs it. See you next time.